welcome to Community Connections. I'm Vince Bagarosa, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Abby Thompson, Program Director of the Live Well Center of Monmouth Medical Center. We're excited to learn about the many programs you have, which are, in my study of this, numerous.
Okay.
But first,
happy to be here.
Great, welcome. First, Abby, we would like you to start by telling us about the mission statement of the center and how it came to be.
Yeah, so the Live Well Center opened up in May of 2022. We are part of Monmouth Medical Center's Community Health Department. You can kind of think about us as like non-clinical health educators, nurses, registered dietitians who are working beyond the walls of the hospital to help prevent chronic diseases, and then if people have a diagnosis, making sure that they have the skills they need to lead a healthier life. So we are based in the community and really are aiming to integrate ourselves where people are living, working, and playing to provide them with data-driven and evidence-based health information.
Oh, very good, very good. Now, I know you have numerous educational programs, and maybe you can give us a range of the topics and who they're directed towards in the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Live Well Center, one of the foundational components of it is that all of the programs are free. So there's so there's no insurance required. It really is just kind of a space where people can come and focus on their wellness through a different, variety of different areas, like you mentioned. So we have programs that are across the lifespan, so all the way up from, new and growing families, from our babies, all the way up to older adults. So our programs kind of cover a couple different areas. So the main areas are health education. So this would be conversations with our clinical staff, with our health educators on topics like for kids that might be bike safety and pedestrian safety, safe sleep for babies. That we talked about before, Our programs like Safe Sitter for young adults so that they know how to safely take care of little ones that they might be watching. So that's kind of like the health education piece for little kids. And then for adults, that would be conversations with physicians on things like heart health, on cholesterol, on mental health, things along those lines. So we cover a lot of different topics in the health education realm. And then we also have movement classes. So we have those for moms and littles as well. And then also for adults. So it's gentle movement, right? But you don't use it, you lose it. So we focus on that. And then we have support groups as well, so really making sure that we're looking at our mental health and our well-being in that sense, and then the nutrition programs, which are really fun. Those take place in the We Forum demonstration kitchen at the Live Well Center, and they are run by our registered dietitian and include hands-on programs for kids and then demonstration style, kind of like the Food Network if you were watching for adults. So there's a bunch of different things going on, all in different topic areas.
Is that the Dorothea and John Bon Jovi nutrition program?
Yes, yeah. So the kitchen itself is called the We Forum Demonstration Kitchen. We received a very, we do a lot of this work because of really generous donations from the community. So we were able to create that space with the support of We Forum. And then the nutrition education programs are supported by Dorothea and John Bon Jovi, which we're also very thankful for. So it's the kitchen is kind of like the heart of the Live Well Center, right? Food connects a lot of people. It really is medicine, and it impacts a lot of our health and well-being.
You're really targeting programs that are really more towards preventative medicine.
Yes. Yeah, so we do focus on prevention. About 80% of your health is determined by things beyond your clinical care. So that might be transportation or housing or your ability to exercise, but then also things like food and movement and those other supports. So we kind of focus on that other part, which really is kind of that preventative piece. But we have a lot of people who come in after a diagnosis or have been told they have high blood pressure and are interested in low sodium diets. So we can do presentations on that, or they can go to an educational session with one of our nurses and learn about managing their blood pressure through medication, but then also other modalities as well.
One of the areas that seems to be very important right now is the support groups. it seems like many people need a shoulder to lean on right now.
Absolutely.
So maybe if you could go into a little more detail on the support groups.
Yeah. So the support groups, like you mentioned, that's a really big part of our programming at the center, because it's important to not only think about our physical health, but also our psychological health. So we have a variety of different support groups. Most of them meet once a month. So there is the exception to that is a breastfeeding support group, which is run by a lactation specialist from our Breastfeeding Wellness Center.
Sure,
so that's twice a week. But then the other ones, we have a bereavement support group, a caregiver support group, a stroke support group that meets, a cardiac support group, a pulmonary support group, ovarian cancer. So there's a lot of different support groups happening at the LiveWell Center. And then we also do have at RWJ the oncology support community of programs. So some of their programs do happen at the center, but then they also have a lot of supports online as well. So that is another really great resource if somebody's looking for a support group related to a specific diagnosis.
Very good. One of the things that obviously would be endearing to us here are the senior programs. And I notice you have a very large senior program put in place.
Yeah, absolutely. So our program that is designed for seniors is called the Better Health Program. It is a free membership program for adults 55 and older. That number was selected because a lot of the active adult communities have that 55 threshold. And that is founded on 4 pillars that kind of guide the programs that align with that. So we have socialization, nutrition, health education, and movement. So there are, programs are open to the public. People can come, but as a Better Health member, it is, of course, free, but you get access to some exclusive events. So sometimes we'll have special programs with physicians, special movement classes, and other events that are just focused for those members. And then you also get a membership card that you can use if you're at the hospital visiting somebody at Monmouth and Long Branch for a discount in the gift shop and in the hospital cafeteria, and then some parking assistance as well. So that's a really, it's one of our biggest programs and one that we have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, maybe if you can go into why the location was chosen here at Monmouth Mall for the building, and also the capacity of the building and how.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Ann Vogel Family Care and Wellness Center, which is a standalone building in the Monmouth Mall complex near Boscov's.